shine. Welcome to story time, rise and shine. Welcome to story time, rise and shine. Welcome to story time, we're so glad you're here. Rise and shine. Welcome to story time, rise and shine. Welcome to story time, rise and shine. Welcome to story time, we're so glad you're here.
Hello boys and girls, today I'm going to tell you a story about a prince who was love-struck by Cupid. Once upon a time, there was a prince named Jake hunting in the woods. Suddenly, he felt an arrow hit him. It didn't hurt, and it was peculiar. It was shaped like a heart. He pulled it out quickly and ran for cover. While he was hiding, he heard the most awful singing ever. He peered out from his hiding place and saw a beautiful young woman singing loudly. He decided to follow her. She was wearing long socks with bright colors. He liked that. He realized that the longer he walked behind her, the better her singing sounded to him. He finally had to say something to her.
"I like your socks,"
Prince Jake said loudly. Startled, the young woman turned around and stared at him.
"I like your singing too,"
he said. "Really?" she asked.
"Well, yes, really. I would like to come along and listen to you sing wherever it is that you're going."
The young woman told him that she was going to have to cross alligator-infested rivers and dragon-filled forests. She didn't know if he could handle it.
"I can go with you. After all, I am a brave prince,"
said Prince Jake. So the two continued on through the woods together. After a while, a strange thing began to happen. Prince Jake couldn't see anything but the woman in front of him, and he couldn't hear anything but her singing. Suddenly, he hollered as he fell into a river.
"Help! Help!"
The woman turned quickly and found a vine. She swung down to the prince and scooped him up. She swung them back to shore just as an alligator jumped up to chomp down on the vine. They made it safely to shore. Prince Jake was soaking wet. He realized that he was able to see around him again. He saw the young woman, but also the whole forest and the river he had fallen into.
"I can see again,"
he said. "See again? What do you mean?" asked the young woman.
"For a while all I could see was you walking ahead of me, and all I could hear was your beautiful singing. But now I see the whole forest and can hear all the birds and the water rushing."
"My dear," said the young woman, "Cupid lives in these woods. I do believe he got you with one of his arrows. When you fell in the water, it must have cured you. I'm truly not a good singer at all. You only thought so because of Cupid's magic. I'm sure you won't want to continue the journey with me," she said, looking very sad indeed.
"Well,"
said Prince Jake,
"I do still like your socks. You're very brave, and because you swung in the river to save me, I would still love to come along, if you'll have me."
The two continued on happily, together for the rest of their days. The end.
Good morning, boys and girls. Now we're going to sing a couple songs about Valentine's Day, and we're going to do them as flannel stories. Hope you enjoy. Red heart, what do you see? I see a yellow heart looking at me. Yellow heart, what do you see? I see a pink heart looking at me. Pink heart, what do you see? I see a purple heart looking at me. purple heart, what do you see? I see an orange heart looking at me. Orange heart, what do you see? I see a blue heart looking at me. All the hearts, what do you see? I see a green Valentine looking at me.
Hello everybody. Today I'm going to tell you a story about Valentine's Day. Ashley and Devontae are making Valentine's Day cards to give to their friends. Ashley wants to give a card to a boy she likes, Mark. Devontae doesn't have a girl that he likes this year, so he wants to give a card to his best friend, Gabriel. Valentine's Day is all about love, the people, and the things. Ashley really likes Mark, so she fills her card with all the things that she really likes about him. His jacket, his hair. She gets lost in thought for quite a while. Devontae and Gabe have been friends for a really long time, and they like a lot of the same things. So Devontae starts filling his card with all the stuff they both like. Star Wars, Fortnite. Devontae thinks his card is a masterpiece. Each student in class has a little box that people can put their Valentines in. Both Ashley and Devontae get up, excited to give their cards to their friends. However, neither is paying much attention, and they bump straight into each other. Oof, Devontae says as he falls over, and both of them drop their cards on the floor. Here, let me help you up, Ashley says, giving Devontae her hand. Thanks. Oh, our cards. Devontae picks up the fallen Valentines, but he gets them mixed up, handing his to Ashley and keeping hers by mistake. They both deposit their Valentines in Mark and Gabe's boxes, and neither is aware of the mess-up until Ashley sees Mark reading the wrong Valentine. Oh no! Devontae looks over to see what's wrong, and sees his Valentine for Gabe in Mark's hands. Meanwhile, Gabe walks up to Devontae and asks Devontae if he really thinks all those things about him. Devontae explains that wasn't his card. He must have got it mixed up with Ashley. They both have a good laugh about it, as Devontae tells Gabe what he really put in the card. But then he says, "But I guess I do think all those things about you too. You're my best friend." "Thanks. You're my best friend too. And I'm glad you like my jacket." Devontae says, "Hey, your jacket's pretty lit." Meanwhile, Ashley explains to Mark that this isn't her card. She's embarrassed. She doesn't know anything about Star Wars or Fortnite. Mark just laughs. "That's okay. So you really don't like Star Wars at all then?" Ashley shrugs. "I've never seen it." "Do you want to come over and watch it with me? Those are my favorite movies, and I can tell you all about it." Ashley thinks this is a great idea. "Sure," she says. With a disaster avoided, Ashley and Devontae think that this Valentine's Day was pretty great.
Blue heart says, I love you, I love you. Green heart says, I love you too. Orange heart says, I love you, I love you. Pink heart says, I love you too. Purple heart says, I love you, I love you, I love you. Red heart says, I love you too. Yellow heart says, I love you, I love you, I love you. All the hearts say, I love you, I love you.
Good morning, boys and girls. I know that you've been listening to some stories today, and those stories have been about what? Valentine's. And I just want to show you what's in my basket and tell you why those things symbolizes or why those things mean Valentine's. First of all, what color am I dressed in today? All right, red. Now, red has always been a symbol of Valentine's Day. Because what color do you think your heart is? I'm waiting. Right, red. Your heart is the color of red. So red has become the symbol of love. And now we can love a lot of different people. It can be our parents, our cousins, our sisters, a friend. And so on Valentine's Day, we want to let them know that we what? Love them. You know, I know young people, y'all know how to make your hand go and shape like a heart. So that heart means what? Love. And so you heard stories today about hearts, I believe. You heard about hearts. And let's see if you know which one is red. Is this red? No. Is this red? No. Is this red? I think I heard someone say yes. Is this red? No. Is this red? Yes. So, Valentine's Day has become known as the Day of Love. And it was named after a saint. Now, I'm not going to tell you that story of the saint. You might just want your parents to look it up and see why we call it St. Valentine's Day. But he also, and he must have shown a lot of what? L-O-V-E. What does that spell? Love. Now, another symbol of Valentine's Day is a rose. Now, we could not find any red roses in our library, but according to this book, pink is also a symbol of Valentine's. But the rose, because they're red and they come in a lot of different colors, is a symbol of Valentine's. Now, the other thing that you might see is a Cupid. Now, there's a story behind it. Remember when we talked about mythology, Greek mythology? Well, Cupid was the son of a goddess. And he really, really loved his mother. And so you might want to discover more about Cupid. So sometimes on your boxes of chocolate, you might see a Cupid or somebody with an arrow and a bow. So there are lots of things in the library and lots of books that you might want to discover in our library as you read about Valentine's Day. So stop by. This one is called Crafts, Valentine's Day Crafts. This one is called Valentine's Day Symbols. So stop by the library, read about Valentine's Day. Even write your own Valentines. And there are some places on the web that you can cut out free Valentines to give to someone that you want to show love toward. Thank you for joining us today.